Marty, let me know when you're good to go. Okay, we're back in open session. Michael Ann, will you read the statement for certification?
The minutes shall state that matters disclosed in closed session were limited to only those specified in the motion to go into closed session and also as advertised. No action was taken. Does the commission agree? Please signify by a yes or no vote.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. I didn't mean to confuse you there.
Sorry.
Was Lindy on there also?
She's on that one.
Lindy, do you have a yes or a no vote on that? Oh, wait, she's not. Is she not on speaker?
Let me.
Hold on, Lindy.
I think I went back to Bluetooth.
Oh, it's.
Okay.
Sorry,
There
Lindy.
you go.
There we go.
Okay.
What was your vote, Lindy, on the certification? Yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to item C, deliberate and act on purchase of cat backhoe utilizing state price agreement number 200000022000066. Mr. Barry?
Madam Chair, Commission, I would like to call on Jason Phillips for this item, actually the next couple items. He has been working on this purchase of a cat backhoe. That is Caterpillar, the manufacturer.
All right, thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Madam Chair, Commission, you'll see in your packet, we have a proposal from Wagner Cat for the purchase of a Cat 420 loader backhoe combination. It will be purchased off the General Services State Price Agreement at a cost of $123,860. As part of this transaction and a subsequent agenda item, we also intend to surplus out and trade in a D6 dozer that was part of the landfill operations. CAT has offered an appraised value on that of $51,700. So the net cash out of the 216 would be $72,160. I believe that it'd be best to handle, it is in the budget to purchase at the purchase price, and rather than be contingent upon DFA approval, I think we would like to move forward with purchasing this backhoe, whether the trade-in is allowed or not. This backhoe will primarily reside in the Public Works Department, generally at the solid waste transfer station or the street department warehouse. It is replacing a John Deere Model 310 purchased in July of 1999.
Okay, are there any questions about the purchase of the backhoe, and is everyone okay with having it purchased even if the trade-in value is not allowed?
So move.
Second, okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by the sign of aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, moving on to item E, deliberate and act on purchase of Ford Explorer and Ford F-150 utilizing Phil Long Ford CES contract 2020-31A 101CALL. Sorry. Thank you, everybody. We'll go back up to item D. Deliberate and act on resolution 2023-55, disposal of surplus property, Cat D6 dozer.
So this action references the D6 dozer that was housed at the Raton landfill, and this is to get concurrence from DFA for the ability to surplus this out and use it as a trade-in.
Any questions for Mr. Phillips?
No.
I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Giacomo and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Schuster. Any further questions? All in favor, vote by the sign of aye.
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 Okay, none opposed, motion carries. Okay, now we'll go on to item E. Deliberate and act on purchase of Ford Explorer and Ford F-150 utilizing Phil Long Ford CES contract number 2020-31A 101CALL.
Madam Chair and Commission, what we have before you tonight is the purchase of two vehicles. One is a 2022 Explorer XLT white two-door fleet vehicle. It is new, even though it's a 2022, and this would be used in the administrative branch of city government. We have added some staff over the last several months and have been short vehicles ever since then, so this will be added to the fleet and used by administrative staff. The second vehicle is a 2023 F-150 extended cab, also purchased off of, they're referencing a CES and a NMSBA agreement. This one would be for $43,510, and this vehicle will be housed in the Public Works Department. Although it's getting slightly better to procure vehicles, finding your needs on a lot is tough to do, and it's a bonus that you're finding them through a local dealer with a statewide purchasing agreement. So they would be both purchased from Phil Long, and they are both on a Phil Long lot and available for near immediate delivery and use in the fleet. I'd be happy to answer questions about any of them if there are any questions.
Is the funding for that the general fund budget, or?
I think it is for both of those, correct?
The administrative vehicle is definitely general fund. The F-150 will be through the general fund through our existing public works budget. We have two vehicles, actually one in public works and one in solid waste, but only one vehicle available at this time that fits our needs. So this one will be assigned to public works.
The Explorer, you'll see reflected on the bar that we talk about down the agenda a little bit though. So one is budgeted.
One's budgeted, one's not. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Make a motion to purchase Ford Explorer and Ford F-150 utilizing Phil Long as Ford C. That's contract number 2020-31A-10 OC-A.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by the sign of aye.
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 Motion carries. On to item F. Deliberate and act on change order number 2, Sugar Avenue Reconstruction Project. Mr. Berry?
Madam Chair and Commission, we are getting close on the construction of the Sugar Avenue Reconstruction project, and we have a couple of additional costs that I'd like to bring to you for your consideration. Generally, you'll recall that we have a grant agreement with NMDOT through their TPF funding arrangement where the total is for $1.2 million. We committed 5% to the cost of the project. That's coming out of the street fund / gas tax, and then DOT is paying 95% of that. Generally, we had some things that are described in the description that we were below budget on the on our original bid, and we added in some things that would consist of more crack sealing of pavement, more patching of pavement, an additional radar sign, more concrete in the way of valley gutter or sidewalk or curb and gutter replacement to get up to that. Now, when we started doing the pavement restoration project, that's using a process of microseal that we talked about. Microseal is something that Raton did successfully back in the 1990s, but we haven't really used that process since then. And so we did not have the budget to mill and overlay the project, so we did include microseal. In consulting with the contractor that ultimately did that, they recommended that we do it twice. That's called a double penetration, two lifts of this. It's a relatively thin mixture of aggregates, asphalt, and Portland cement. That's what's different about a microseal. And it it's mixed in their terrain and laid down with a squeegee, really, in a liquid form. I really like how that product came out. However, between specs, drawings, and details, the engineer had some vagueness as to what the requirement was. It didn't uniformly call for a double penetration everywhere, although the notes on the plans clearly called for it. There was some discussion between the city, the engineer, the contractor, and the subcontractor who specialized in this microseal. And we have a compromise here for you in which the city is paying a part of the cost of the double penetration. So what you're getting out of this would be a second course of the microseal. The cost under the bid would be about $120,000. And we said we should not have to pay all of that because, you know, in the plan set, we did spec that, and we agreed that the city would pay $74,000 and the contractor would pay the rest. So the $74,000 is over budget. We would go to the street fund for that. We have the funding in there to do that, and I would recommend that to the commission. We would be building, I think, what's going to be a 20-year pavement on Sugar Eat, or, you know, beyond that. So that's my recommendation. Now you'll see the total change order amount is $164,807.49. The rest of that really is in line with our budgeted funds, but we are going to ask you to bring another $74,000 to the project, plus the gross receipts tax, which I think comes in at $13,000 and some change. So really, that's what's coming out of street tax, additional funds, about a little under $88,000, I would say.
Thank you, Mr. Berry.
Okay.
Any questions for Mr. Berry?
So what we have to do down there now, there'll be another quote on top of that one?
Nope, both, what we would do is add a seal coat. That should start tomorrow. Then pavement markings, we'll do some more signage, we'll do some punch list things, but hopefully within a couple of weeks, we're buttoning this process up.
Okay.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
it's Scott, if I'm hearing this right, the overage, was this due primarily to a mistake by the engineers?
No, I don't know there was a mistake. It's, the fact that, I would really say the contractor, but he gives the documents to the subcontractor that's doing this. They don't look at the whole set of plans, they look at what they're responsible for, and it was vague. So the vague part is on the engineer. But it's up to the contractor, the general contractor, to manage the project and make sure that we don't have these misunderstandings. So the balance of that, it's $44,000 would be on the general contractor. I assign that much blame to the general contractor.
Okay. I was just,
I'd like to see our consulting engineer be more explicit and detailed in these, but really this is, I think, the kind of a lack of project management on part of Magnum Construction. So they're eating that part.
okay, so I'd rather see him eat it all, but, you know, if you feel good with it, then, okay.
Well, I would say that you're getting, we are really happy with the product. I don't know if y'all have been on that road, but I think when we get pavement markings down, it's gonna look great. To the point that we would consider using some of our aggregate material in this process and doing this again in city streets. We're really happy with the product. So I think you're getting your money's worth here. That's why I'm recommending it to you, that we're getting a bargain here. I think the subcontractor gave you a price for a single penetration. And so you are only paying for a single penetration, and this is this is extra cost, fairly so, but we're only paying a portion of that. So generally, we pay about 2/3 and they pay about 1/3, is how this breaks out.
So will it end up with, sorry, Neil. Anything else, Neil?
No, that's good.
Okay. So are we ending up with the double micro seal or just the single? Okay.
We're ending up with the double.
With the double. Okay.
And the price is fair.
Okay.
And the price is actually a bargain for us. If we paid the whole, I mean, if they had bid it correctly, it would have been $120,000 more. Now, we may have pulled back on some of the extra work, but I'm glad that we did the extra work. You know, there are things that come up during construction, like the radar sign. One of the things that we hear out there is you gotta do something to control speed, and I think these radar signs will be very effective. So, I think this is a appropriate, sorry, my phone is ringing.
Yeah, I think we lost Lindy.
So I think you're getting what the design intent was, but you're getting it at a bargain price.
Leave me a message.
No, she must have gone out of service.
It should be about getting in,
Yeah,
so she
okay.
might be here.
Sorry,
But the thing I would emphasize is if there wasn't this miscommunication and they bid it correctly, we would have paid that full $100,000 plus for this, and we would have wanted this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Berry. Any further questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, vote by the sign of aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
So we lost.
And we lost Lindy, so a no vote on that one. Okay, motion carries. We'll move on to item G, deliberate and act on resolution 2023-56, fiscal year 24, budget adjustment number 1.
Mayor and Commission, we did last week receive confirmation that our FY24 budget was approved. So as a result of the change order mainly, we decided to put this budget adjustment on the meeting agenda this evening, and then also for the purchase of the vehicles. As discussed, the Ford Explorer was not currently in the budget, so we would be increasing that line item, $38,000. The Public Works F-150, I had initially budgeted $40,000, so it's going to come in closer to $44,000, so we would need to increase that line item. Also, we are needing to purchase the computer equipment for the new city engineer, so we are looking at a laptop with a docking station and an AutoCAD license. I did have some money budgeted in that line item. We do an annual software license for iWork, which is used for code enforcement and planning and zoning, but I would need additional funds to cover the expense of this new computer equipment. Also, as we talked about change order number 2, the actual change order, the $74,000 plus the gross receipts tax would be $80,112. That is coming out of the street improvement fund, our gas tax. So I would request that we take that money out of the street fund reserves and transfer it into our NMDOT project fund for the Sugary Avenue project. That's all I have for you this evening. Is there any questions?
Any questions for Michael Ann?
Nope.
Okay, if none, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2023-56, FY24.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, vote by the sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, anything else for the meeting tonight, Commissioner Giacomo? Nothing? Nothing further? Okay. Commissioner Chavez?
No.
Mayor Sagata?
Nope, see you guys in Farmington.
Sounds good. And I have nothing further. In that case, this meeting is adjourned.